What's up, YouTube crew? This is Bob. Hey, we are in the middle of some cleanup here. I told you he wants to go for a ride, but anyway, I told you guys on an earlier video that this was going to be one of my projects, is cleaning out this fence line. Oh, look at you. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of lilacs in here, but there's also a bunch of those Chinese elm and just about, I don't know, about anything you can think of growing up in this old fence line here. And let me get down here. Geraldine, how you doing? I've got my fruit trees in here. Well, 2 out of the 3 anyway. I put a pear tree, and I think this is actually the apple here, and then I had a peach tree right in here where Moose is at, and then over here where that yellow deal is there, that is a pear. So anyway, I want to get this stuff in here. I mean, all this is just, I mean, I want the lilacs in there, but even if I take this big, you know, gnarly looking stuff out of here, you know, the lilacs will still keep coming up in here, you know, but I am gonna trim them back closer to the fence just to give me a little bit more room. I can maybe expand the goat pen just a little bit more. I want to put the garden back in, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, because now that I made it bigger, I don't want to make it smaller again. But we're getting it here. I don't know, you guys can let me know what this crap is. This viney crap, it is a pain. It just overtakes everything, but we're getting it. I knocked the chain off my saw. I've got that DeWalt trimmer that, you know, honestly, I'm a DeWalt fan. I've got all kinds of DeWalt impacts and drills and all that type of stuff, but I bought this DeWalt, I'll show you here, 20 volt brushless little tree pruner here, and I was using that to nip off these little branches here, and it just, I don't know, I'm just not super impressed with it. It doesn't seem like the battery lasts very long. I know it's only 20 volts, you know, I could put, you know, like the 60 volt on there, but I don't have a 60 volt. The reason I bought that is because it was 20, and that's what almost all my stuff is 20 volt. Well, yeah, we're getting it cut out of here. It'll be nice to have this cleaned up. It's a nice view this way. There's some trees I'm going to trim up out here, like this one. That one's not too bad. And then this one, they're just volunteer trees, but they're away from everything, so I can trim them up, make them look nice. And then we've got, you know, another volunteer coming up here between these 2 bigger trees, so I want to get that cut out of there. I'm not sure what this crap is right here. I mean, it leaves out. I like it because it kind of gives us a little bit more privacy from the road over here, when we're sitting, you know, back on the patio or whatever outside, because our house is really close to the road. That's the only thing about this property I really don't like. I love the property, it's really pretty, up on top of this hill here, but we're only like 95 feet off the road, so that stinks. But you know, that's the only complaint I really have about the property. So but yep, the old wicked grapple just comes in super handy. I got a little bit hungry here, as you can see in that last bite that I took, but it's a little tricky when you're holding the camera and holding your trying to run the grapple and the loader and the tractor all at the same time here, but this grapple is a beast. If anybody is wondering what kind of grapple you should get for a smaller tractor, you know, well, not even a smaller tractor, they make them for the large tractors too, but the weight on this grapple with this 2610 and that 4030 loader, you're maximizing your lift capacity and the loader strength by going with this grapple, because it's one of the lightest grapples on the market. I know that because I did a lot of research before I bought this thing, and it is sweet. So they're not paying me to do this at all, but Travis with Everything Attachments, he can hook you up, but I mean, there's going to be a waiting period. Right now everything's got a waiting period, but you know, it's not going to disappoint you. And if you would ever have any kind of problem, they are ones that stand behind their products. And like I said, I am not getting paid to do this at all. I am just, when I find a product that I think is awesome, I'm going to endorse it whether they're paying me or not. And my channel's not big enough to get paid, you know, yet, or I don't know, even if it ever will be in the future. But yeah, it's my dog's part beaver there, but it's awesome. So, but trying to think if there's anything really new. I haven't put out a video in a 3 weeks maybe. I feel bad about that. It's been pretty crazy. We wrapped up our football season, made it semifinals, or my kids' football season, I should say. So that was exciting. That was fun. I think the last video that I put out was that we were heading to that last game, but yeah, I guess the only thing that's happened, unfortunately, we've got one cat left. He's over there sleeping in the goat house, but we've lost 2 cats in the last, well, probably month, I guess. We lost our white and black cat. We don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared. And then our other yellow and white one, like that one back there, it was weird. I went up and fed them up in this corner of the property, and fed the goats here, and jumped in the truck and went down, drove out of here and went down to the intersection down, way down there. I don't know if you can even, way down there, you can see the stop sign way down there. And somehow that cat got from this corner of the property all the way down into the intersection of the highway down there and got hit. So that stunk. He was a good cat. I hated to lose him. Really good mouser, and Luggo, which is the cat that's sleeping in there, he's very spoiled. He's hardly ever outside. Honestly, he sleeps outside. He's not fixed, and he's got all his claws, and he's a super nice cat. Follows you everywhere just like a dog. But we're not indoor cat people, although he comes in the mornings and at night, before, you know, for a while before we go to bed, and then we put him out when we go to bed. But and I think he sleeps right there in the goat house with the goats. But yeah, so we're down 2 cats. We need to get probably a couple more. We brought a kitten home. It was a male orange and white kitten just like him, and I'm not a cat guy, so you guys can tell me what I'm doing wrong here or whatever. But I honestly feel like if I would have left that kitten out with him, he would have either killed it or run it off, you know. And so we just took it back to where we got it from. I'm thinking it's because it's a male, or it was a male kitten, but you guys can let me know on that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he would have warmed up to it, but it sure didn't seem like it when we brought him home. So I think we're probably going to try to get a couple females and get that going. Hopefully we can get, I don't want to turn into a cat factory over here, that's the only thing, but we might end up getting Logo fixed, I don't know. The other thing I guess that's happening this week, and maybe I'll put a video out with that, is we're bringing a Billy in this week. Geraldine and Penny are going to get bred this week, so hopefully probably around, well, if we did it today, for instance, we'd be looking at like the 27th of April, which would be good because then we'll get, you know, there'll be grass for them to eat and it'll be warm. We won't have to worry about the cold temperatures with these babies and everything. So, yeah, so these two were going to be mamas, hopefully, or to be mamas, hopefully soon. Otherwise, same old, same old. The old chicken coop still working good. We were actually gone over the weekend for Thanksgiving. Went up and saw my dad, but some neighbors took care of the critters for us, and everything went super good, I guess. The automatic feeders in there, very little work, you know, for leaving them over the weekend or anything like that. You know, honestly, we couldn't take our dogs this time. So we had to leave the dogs behind, and the dogs were probably the biggest issue that we had, you know, as far as, you know, leaving something behind. But goats got fed every day, watered every day. They're super easy to keep, you know, if you have to leave for the weekend or something like that. I get a lot of questions, you know, why are you getting all these animals and all this responsibility? What if you want to leave for the weekend or even a week or whatever? What are you going to do? You know, you can't leave. You got all these animals around. Well, yeah, we've got the steer over there, and we've got 2 goats, and 2 dogs and a cat and some chickens. Well, goats and chickens, and there's probably going to be people that argue with me over this, and people that feel that you can't leave your animals alone for a day or whatever, but if you give them food and water and they're in a secure pen and they're comfortable and their schedule isn't really changing at all, except the fact that I'm not the one coming out and feeding them every day, it's not a big deal whatsoever. The goats are super easy. Fill their hay feeder up and give them a scoop of food in the morning or food at night, and the chickens, you know, they got the automatic feeders that I make sure are full. You know, they just need water, you know, and that's easy enough. You know, just fill their waterer, I guess, up, and that's all they need. And you know, the dogs, that's a little bit different story. These guys are pretty spoiled, but we honestly, and maybe I shouldn't even get into this, but we wanted to leave them and have them boarded over the weekend, but unfortunately I called too late, and the boarder that we wanted to take them to was full, and she said she was going to call me if she got any openings, but you know, Thanksgiving weekend or week and weekend, that didn't happen. So unfortunately they had to stay here, but they've got a good kennel and that they can stay in, and honestly it's just as big as where we would take them to get boarded. And our neighbor, you know, he knows them, they know him, he lets them out and they get to play. He throws the ball for them and stuff, and you know, my wife's sister and her family came over and they came out and played with them and stuff too. So not really a big deal, you know, but there's probably, you know, the PETA people, you know, that'll take me out and chew me out for doing that. But you know, I just feel like, you know, we love our dogs, they're part of the family and everything, you know, and we love the rest of our animals as far as that goes. But you know, if you have a good setup and it works, you know, it's not really that different. You know, when I leave for work, the dogs go in the kennel, you know, and when I get home, I get them out of the kennel, and that's the only time they're in the kennel, you know, and it's not a big deal. But anyway, getting off that subject, I don't know how I got onto that, but yeah, I guess we'll keep working on this, and maybe the next video we'll have some news as far as the goats go, and I'll give you kind of a shot of how this all turned out. I'm looking forward to getting this cleaned out, making it look a little nicer and easier to mow, and a little bit more room and all of that. And Nico's over there eating the goat food, but weird. But no, now Moose is gonna go try to get some too. But yeah, so hopefully you guys all had good, those of you that hunt anyway, had a good deer season, and were able to bring some meat home for your families. And I did not hunt this year. I've just got a little too much going on lately. I've got to travel up to Minnesota next week, or actually this week, excuse me, and I'll be up there for a couple days, and then when I get back, I'll have about 2 weeks of work, and then over the winter, or over Christmas break, I take a long break. It's about 3 weeks, 17 days, something like that, off, you know, and just spend it with the family. Kids are off out of school. My wife's a teacher, so she's out of school. We usually go somewhere, do something, you know, nothing extravagant or anything like that, but good time to get some projects done around the house and things like that. And yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you guys later.